Russo?
William Russo, 407 Elmwood Drive, Town. First of all, I'd like to sort of chime in with Michael Bracken. Under your leadership, there's been nothing but obstruction as far as the activities of the police department. Next, I'd like to move on and make a direct request to the Board of Commissioners that you instruct the Chief of Police to unblock my email to him. My email has been blocked off and on, and now currently blocked as of today, causing me to have to file needless Freedom of Information complaints. The Police Commission, I guess, apparently you look at your email whenever you get around to it, but I requested to know the details of the retirement package that was offered to Officer Squires and Detective Rochelle. In particular, my inquiry wanted to know if they retired with police officers' IDs and with retired police officers' badge. Okay, that's unanswered. I'll see you down at FOI on that particular complaint. As far as FOI, back in, I think, January or so, I requested of the chief to know the total number of incidents that the Windsor Locks Police Department responded to in 2016. I just on 7/27 at an FOI hearing received those statistics, which are broken down. There are like 14,000 incidents. Many of the incidents were inflated by calling in door checks, motor vehicle stops. And again, my complaint has been that there is not enough detail in the reports that are submitted by the chief and that are approved by the Board of Police Commissioners. Now, Andy, this one's right at you. At that FOI hearing, I requested to know how we arrived at the budget that was recently submitted to the Board of Finance. And at that time, I suggested that the Board of Finance consider a 0% increase until the budgetary issues with the state were resolved. I was then attacked by Sebastian Garofolo, and the statement was, well, you and your cronies, all you do is run up the FOI expenses. Well, I strongly object to that. And you, Andy, as a member of the Board of Finance, there's got to be numbers that add up to the top figure. The chief has responded, there is no record. I object to the Board of Police Commissioners strenuously that that is unacceptable. I've also submitted to the Board of Finance a request that the police budget be gone over with a fine-tooth comb. That, in particular, if you're going to assign officers to outside task force or whatever you want to call them, I would like to know what the additional expenses are to the town. I'd like to know if there are a specialized training for these officers to participate in those outside tasks. We need to know. I mean, to put one lump sum up there training is the old-fashioned way. And again, going back to you, Commissioner Hannaford, you've been nothing but obstructionary. Today, we have a modern society. We have the internet. You've refused to cooperate with posting your agendas, with putting up the minutes of the meeting. It's time for I keep hearing Windsor Locks has got to move forward, which is one of the key things that the chief said. How can we move forward when we stay stuck in the same regressive pattern? The Police Commission and the Chief of Police are trying to hide from public scrutiny, trying to hide. The incident numbers that I got, there's probably 30 to 40% of the recorded instances that are just fluff. Now, I can address Officer Squires and I can address Detective Rochelle. Door checks were required until 11 to 7. Door checks were you're required to do maybe sometimes 3, depending on which shift you're working. If you look at that report and you see the number of incidences that are called in, it's ridiculous. Routine patrol is routine patrol.
Thanks, sir.
Oh, and, okay, well,
Thank you for your time. Anyone else?